Hi, my name is Mike Lerengy. I met Scott Meyers about, 7 years ago now, 2013, at a RIA event in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Been a long time real estate investor. Bought my first rental house when I was 26, 7 years old, and that's 38 years ago now. So, met Scott, and a light bulb went off in 2013, and I joined his program. And over the next couple of years, found and bought my first self-storage facility. Since that time, we've sold that facility, and now I'm partners with Scott in a much bigger project down here in Florida. We're in Orlando right now, and just attended my second mastermind with Scott and about 40 other people who are experienced real estate investors as well as self-storage investors. Okay, so this week I'm in Orlando, Florida, with Scott at the Mastermind Group. Just finished up our third day of presentations by people from all over the country. I think the most telling thing to me was the deals that people are coming up with in probably more rural areas or less populated areas that you would not think would be big markets for self-storage. And the projects they're finding are pretty easy to fund, and maybe not easy to find, but these folks are digging them up, off-market type deals, and putting the financials and data together and presenting them here to the group, either as ones that they're going to pursue or may be available to other investors within the mastermind program. If you are a current real estate investor, whether in single-family homes, which is where I started, or a multifamily, or even in self-storage right now, I think the Scott Meyer let's see.
So this is about just the mastermind
Yeah.
itself.
The mastermind group that we're involved in is, let me go back here. I'd like to encourage you to consider Scott's mastermind group dealing solely with self-storage, because it helps in many ways in terms of developing your skills in finding properties and managing properties, as well as financing properties. So if you don't think you have enough money, you don't think you have the tools to go out there and find properties or properly manage them, this is the place to come. Meet some experienced individuals that are doing tremendous things in the industry, in the self-storage industry, lots of experience. If I was a self-storage facility owner, or what I am, excuse me. So, yeah. So what I found as a self-storage facility owner was that even though there's a lot of tools out there to help you, it's hard to corral all that information into a concise format where you can pick and choose and draw on the experience of others who've been there before you. So instead of trying to do it yourself, I'm kind of a do-it-yourselfer, and that's kind of the way I did all my single-family home stuff. I was able to draw on the experience of all the folks involved in the mentorship program to help me accelerate my, progress and improve the fundamentals and the financials of my property. And we actually brought it to a point where we could bring it to market and sell it for a pretty good profit. So a few years ago, I had the opportunity to travel with Scott and his family, his 3 kids, down to Ensenada, Michigan. A few years ago, I had the opportunity to travel with Scott and his family down to Ensenada, Mexico, to participate in a home build for a young family in Mexico, on a small parcel of land up in the foothills of, I'm not sure what mountains actually, but just outside Ensenada. And it was a great experience because these folks have literally nothing. They scrape out a little patch of earth and they build these little shacks out of tin and plywood, what bits of wood they can gather up. A couple years ago, I had the opportunity to travel with Scott and his family down to Mexico, to a little town called Ensenada, and do a home build for a young Mexican family. It was my first mission trip, and Scott was asking for volunteers to do this, and I thought it'd be a good thing to do. I'd been just spent a couple days with Scott and his family, making a difference in some people's lives. And if you think about what you can do in 48 hours, here's a young family that had basically nothing, and a little team of folks came down on a mission to help them out. And in a couple days, we built them a new home. And it's kind of a earth-shattering moment for them, and kind of a telling moment for me to realize how significant a change that could make in people's lives. And a little bit of time out of our lives to help them out is, a great deal of satisfaction about the whole crew doing this project for these folks. And it's a great time. Had made a lot of friends and met the family and all the kids in the neighborhood. I really enjoyed it. I encourage anyone that even considers it to go ahead and take the step. It's just a long weekend for you. You're back home on Monday doing what you need to do to carry on with your life, but I think your life might be changed a little bit by the time you get home.
Do you think you'll go again?
I'm planning on it, yep. And then I like to bring my wife with me this next time. I went on my own this first time, and I think she's a loving and caring person. I think she'd get a kick out of going down there too. And she speaks a little Spanish, so it might be we might be able to have a little better conversation with the folks.